Hello, everyone. Today we're here to talk about a creative society and about conditions that we need in order to build a creative society peacefully on the whole planet. And first, we need to inform people, ask them in what kind of society they want to live and how they envision it. And only together we can find new ways to unite the entire humanity and create conditions for the very active participation of every person in the life of society, regardless of social status, religion, or nationality. And today we have our guest. It's Genjo. He's a chemical engineer and the owner of a medical company. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Genjo, we would love to ask you just a few questions about your vision of a creative society. And my first question is, how do you imagine a creative society in which you would feel happy, in which you and your loved ones and every person in the world would live comfortably? Please share your opinion with us.
For me, to have a happy and influential society, people must be comfortable economically, I think. If they're economically comfortable, everything will be better, I think. And for a better society, people must educate themselves and enlighten themselves and must overcome the obstacles of life with education and enlightening. Must watch documentaries, must read many books, and for a happy society, people must work less, I think, because of the long work rates, people are not so happy, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have this idea of this in our movement, in the ALLATRA International Public Movement, and the idea of this creative society is actually to work less, and the idea is to work only 4 hours a day and 4 days a week. So then people have enough time, enough free time for themselves, for the family, for anything what they love. So what do you think about this idea?
Yes, the main idea, and I agree that people, when they work less time, they must spend more time for their families, for their kids, for their wives, for their husbands, for other relatives. If we spare time for our beloved ones, we will be much more happy, and we will have a much better world, I think, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, 4 or 5 hours a day is enough, but in the conditions, it's much more, so it's not so good. Working hours must be much less, I think, in my opinion.
Thank you very much, Genjo. So I'd like to ask you another question. In a society where everybody live happily, how do you imagine medicine and education and how those areas can function?
Medicine must be innovative, I think, and people must have conscious about the disease and must have some information about the disease, and people must take their measures themselves, in my opinion. People must learn how to strengthen their immunity system, because if we strengthen our immunity system, maybe there will be no need to take drugs and medicines. So people must learn themselves and educate themselves before and taking prophylactic measures. So it's very vital to take information. Information is the key, I think, in my opinion. Information is the key to happiness, in my opinion.
That's good. So education is a very important topic, isn't it? It's because today everything starts with education. We need to educate our children, and
we must have conscious. Individuals have conscious how to overcome obstacles, how to solve problems, analytic solutions. I'm an engineer, so analytic solutions are very important, I think. So we must educate ourselves. Education and information is very important.
Everything begins with us. So yes, I'm agree.
But what about this idea of actually having a free and free education and free medical health system, so everybody can afford it, everybody can see the doctor and educate.
Sometimes government doesn't help, you're right. But free medicine and free hospital services is vital. Everything must be free, no money. If you are poor, they say it is, then you are in trouble. It's not true. It's not logical.
It's not fair. I think you're trying to say it's not really fair because we're all equal.
Yes.
I'm absolutely very grateful that you are one of those who run a medical company, who have a lot of knowledge and understand very important things like education, medical system, how does it work? Well, free education, free medical insurance. People pay for medical insurance. Why it should be exist? Why it exist ever? Well, from the beginning. Why we need to pay the insurance for our lives?
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair.
This is bad. Yes.
It must be free. Yes.
I have a question. If you back to school, for example, you back to school and start to study again, what would you change for your kids when they grow? Well, for your son. Well, he's little at the moment. He's like my daughter. But anyway, what would you change in this school in those days? You back to those days when you were studying, what would you change to make the education different?
Well, for education, we must be adaptive because conditions always change, I think, and we are living in internet age, and we can reach information very quickly. So in digital age, digital education must be more. For example, we are now making conference video calls must be more, I think, and my kids must learn different languages. It's also very important in my opinion. For example, English or other languages, so that they can adapt themselves to business life, to society life. It's very important.
How do you think, is it important for them, to have a choice? So they do whatever they actually like, not because a certain, position will give them a lot of money. No, they enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they must do what they love to do. It's very important. Mm-hmm. They must do the job in future, what they like to do, what they enjoy to do. If you're working also, if you do not enjoy your work, you cannot be successful. To be successful, you have to enjoy your work. You have to enjoy every moment when you work. Then you do not get bored at work, and so enjoy it and be more successful and more dynamic, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, unfortunately nowadays in our world is very money orientated, and when we speak about education, it's a globally education, isn't it? You can speak about different systems, different schools, and I think these days teachers need to recognize talents with the child and motivate them to learn and motivate them to choose whatever they want and be free of choice in the future, and teach them to actually love what they're doing. And as you said, I'm totally agree with this. They have to have a passion for that. They have to love what they're doing, and then they will be successful in life.
Yeah, so they can develop their abilities, right? Best qualities, their potential. Everybody has talents, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, they must be trained for their talents, according to their talents, I think.
Yeah,
that must be a new system.
We were dreaming about this beautiful world, the creative society, and so many people speaks about environment problems and such like plastic waste and other stuff. So so many environment and climate's changing right nowadays. And when we speak about those kind of topics, and you're always thinking and asking other people, so what stops us actually to live in creative society? Because we all understand what we want, we all understand what we need to change, and it's just this is what the question is: what stops us to live in a creative society today?
Yes, for a good environment, we must work together. We must cooperate, I think. And
what you personally do, how do you contribute to change something, and what do you think you can contribute and encourage people to contribute to a society to change it?
well, we are now making a step. I think we are to encourage people. I share my thoughts. I share my ideas. I tell them how to lead. I tell them my truths. I tell them my thinkings about environment, society. So we must help together, I think. Together we must do it. United we stand, divided we fall. So we must work together. Cooperation. Cooperation is the key, I think.
Sure, I absolutely agree. And what about social security? How important is it in a creative society? How do you think? Where people are like happy, they feel this, they feel safe. What do you think about social security?
Yes, social security in my country has, of course, some lack issues. For maternal leave is very short. For example, after giving birth, a mother after giving birth, they begin to work very short time. It's not so good. For social security, people pay a lot of money here. I don't know how you're in your country, and the paying fees must be less, at least. Not free, but maybe more adequate numbers must be, I think. And for social security must help all the people with health, including babies. Babies is very important. They are our future. So maybe for only babies, there must be another system, security system. I don't know. But I just think. I just imagine. So people must create something innovative, I think, for future.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that this social security in a creative society is when there are no people who are without food, without, a roof under their heads, where every single person has where to live, what to eat, has enough clothes, etc. So these are basics, something that every single person has to have. And then people will not worry about tomorrow's day. They can relax and think about something more important than just, worry about tomorrow's day, about how to earn this money.
And this in this case, when I'm telling everybody, like, oh yeah, how about if we build equal society? Well, it won't work because people become lazy. But my point is, people will have a different needs. They won't be lazy because they will think first, what shall they do for themselves and for others. Like nobody stops me when I want to go with my kids and pick the litter. And sometimes my kids say, oh yeah, shall we go and we pick up the litter around, in the area? Yeah, why not? This is the way to contribute to society these days.
So when you actually care about other people more than you care about, your interest, you think about the other person first. So it's just my opinion. Mm-hmm.
You have to lift each other up. You have to help each other. You have to understand. So we're like one big family in this earth, and you have to understand that the moment, what doesn't matter what background you have or race or whatever it is, we are humans, and we have to be together, help each other, whatever it takes. And it's very beautiful with a creative society, because when you think about this, there's all people basic needs will be already done for them.
Yeah.
So all this education, medical will be free, everything will be free around the whole world, and they can go around and enjoy yourself. You will be not scared.
For example, last winter I went to Turkey for the first time in my entire life on my own, without any friends, and many people was texting me like, are you crazy? You going to Turkey on your own? without anybody. I said, no, I'll be fine. I'll be absolutely fine. Have you booked a hotel? Yes, I booked 2 hotels and I booked Airbnb. I'll be fine. They said, you're joking. You booked an Airbnb in Turkey. You're gonna be raped in somebody's house. I said, no, I'm gonna be fine. I was fine. I was absolutely fine. All the Turkish people helped me when I twisted my leg. They took me to the hospital immediately. And this is it. This is it about security. I had no fears and everybody helped me.
Okay, so I guess in a creative society, there are no security issues because this is the idea that in a creative society, people feel safe anywhere they go because our home is actually the whole planet. You know, there are no borders like this country, this is where it's dangerous, this is where it's not, you know. In a creative society, it is safe everywhere and people, you know, just feel this safety and they feel welcomed everywhere and they feel happy. So Genco, I just wanted to ask you a question. How important do you think it is to actually learn from people how they see this, you know, this idea of a creative society, and how important is it to spread this message, to actually, you know, spread this idea about this creative society, that we can live in another world, in a different world, in a happy world. So what do you think? How?
When you talk about this, I remember a song of Beatles, Imagine. I think we are talking about ideal living conditions, and for living together, for living united, we must make it better all together. I think we must contribute, we must spread our ideas, and we must share our love, we must share our information to all people. And you said nobody, nowhere must be dangerous. There will be no borders in the all planets. I agree with you. So we dream of a whole planet, all countries, no countries, all world is together. So no borders. I agree with you. Yes.
So if this idea is close to, you know, you feel like it is a great idea, you know, idea of a creative society, what do you think should be done so that as many people as possible can find out about this idea? What can we all do?
We must make some informative things. I think we must do much leaves. I think we must reach to more people. It's up to us. I think we have some friends. We can tell them individually, but I think we must spread our thoughts and ideas to other people, step by step. I think, and step by step and time we grow faster. I think so. We must spread our ideas first of all.
I absolutely agree with you. So the very first stage in building a creative society is the informational stage, when we actually talk to people, find out about it. And so it is about informing humanity of a creative society, and each concerned human can inform the maximum number of people about the creative society. And this is what many people, honest people, do this right now. And it's for our viewers. If you're interested and you want to join us, please go on allatraunites.com and just find out more about it, and you can join us. Just press join and we will be very, very happy. So Genco, thank you so much for being with us, and guys, thank you for this conversation.